Alright gang, welcome back to Adventure Survival here on Szpakowo. It is now June. I'm bringing over the last bales here to go ahead and put in the silage pole here. And yeah, a couple things. So thank you to a lot of you that made comments. I don't think I've replied to all of them yet. I'm trying to get to them. I will get to them soon. But I did glance over a few of them, and a couple of you had mentioned I think the mower itself has a swather in it, and I just didn't even realize that. That's a complete miss on my part. It does have a swather in it. So we can get rid of our little windrower here. We don't need that anymore since it does have a swather with it. Now, the big problem with that, though, is if we do any kind of straw, you know, it's going to drop it into a swath for us, hopefully, right? So it shouldn't be a big deal, but if we were to utilize any kind of contract for any sort, I'm not sure if the mower turned into a swather would work or not. Who knows? But we haven't been doing that many contracts anyway, so what's the difference, right? So we're going to sell this one today, since this does have one in there. I also, someone else in the comments also mentioned that there was this windrower, which I was completely forgetting about, which I installed now, the Kuhn 314. This definitely would fit the timeline. So yeah, there's a couple options for us, I guess is how I will put it. Now, a couple other things to note. A lot of people mentioned, and I agree, you're right, I have been kind of focusing a little bit too much on, is this truly from the time period as far as buildings and things like that go? As long as it's close, who cares? And you're right. So that's a mistake on me, something I can work on, but you know, we'll get there. It's not that big of a deal. So yeah, there's been a couple things that you guys have mentioned in the comments, and I really greatly appreciate it. They've all been helpful. A lot of people have said, you know, let's just roll with what you were doing here with the greenhouses. I don't think it's that big of a deal, and I agree with you. I think it's going to be perfectly fine, so we'll do that. Also, I'd like to potentially make an upgrade today and buy this Mac. You know, it's small. We're in like small little areas here, so would we really maybe need this? I don't know. But I'm tempted to buy it at $50,000. I'm tempted. So we'll see, right? That's maybe a possibility as well. Other thing that I'd like to put down today, if we still have enough money to do so when everything's said and done, I got to find it in here. They just did an update to it, so I think they changed the way it looks from what I had installed before. Where are you? Here it is. Yeah, they changed it. I'd like to put this pickle production down. Now, the reason why I'd like to do this is I'd like to take our greenhouses here, when we're making lettuce, and turn this into pickled lettuce. Now, as far as where I want to put this at, I really don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards here, but as you can see, there is a severe land manipulation that will happen here. So I don't know. I don't know where I want to put this at based off of that statement there, right? So, yeah, we're gonna have to see. But I would like to put this down. It's gonna cost somewhere in the $50,000 range to put it down. That way, we're actually doing something with our greenhouses, right? But let's get the other greenhouses down here first, and just see how things are going here. Now, like we mentioned before, it's not gonna be perfect. We already know that. It's going to cause some mayhem here, especially if I turn on the toggle free mode. Things are going to be kind of sunk in the ground here, I think. So, I don't think I want to specifically do that. But if I don't do that, we're going to have to put these really, really far apart from each other, as you can see. So I'm going to turn it on. We're going to go for it anyway. I'm going to do 3 of them. Those are about as perfectly lined up as I can get. Now, this one's partially sunk into the ground here. You can see the water bucket kind of sunk a little bit more than it should be. But that's okay, right? It's not that big of a deal, I don't think. It's still going to produce exactly what we want it to do. It's still going to be doing the same thing no matter where it is. And we're just going to have them on automatic, either selling or distributing no matter what we do, right? So, I'm going to turn this... Oh, I had them facing the wrong way, didn't I? Shit. Well, we just wasted a little bit of money there, gang. It was an accidental on my part. Okay, now I have them facing the right way. I don't know why it had them facing the other way. Did I turn them and I just don't remember doing that when I was talking to you? I don't feel like I did. All right. Now, it is June. Rain is in the forecast, but we don't have any harvests or anything to do today. We don't have any really drillings to do today either, so it's going to be more of grass work, this, and trying to expand things and maybe upgrade and buy some new stuff as well. Okay, so then we're going to flip this one around this way. I'm going to try to line these up as perfectly as I possibly can here. And the reason why I'm putting them so close, as I mentioned, is because we're not going to be utilizing the pallets from this at all. We're just going to be transferring them into our pickle production that we hopefully put down today, or they're going to be on auto selling. So because of those reasons, I'm not that concerned if they're overlapping and things like that, because we're not really going to have to worry about trying to get those. Now I'm going to put a track in down here because we will need one, obviously, to fill the water up down here. You know, I was looking at putting the pickle production down here, but after I saw how severe it was going to be, it didn't make a whole lot of sense. So we might put the pickle production elsewhere. I don't want to bother in this area here, although it would be a good spot to put it. I don't want to bother in this area because I do truly want to expand this field into this. We have to get rid of a few more of these trees like we talked about, but yeah, I don't really want to do it over here. So, and I think the rest of this, we might be able to put maybe one more row of greenhouses in here, but otherwise I think it's going to get a little bit too, well, the hill is going to be too severe, I guess, is how I'll put it. I already feel like it's kind of like that. As you can see, these things are kind of sunk into the ground a little bit more than we would want, but that's okay, right? That's all right. All right, I just need to kind of clean this up a little bit here. I'm not sure if that's quite... I think it is. I was going to say, I'm not sure if that's quite big enough, but I think it is. We just made this one a little bit too big, but that's okay. I kind of just ruined that a little bit there, didn't I? How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Staying safe, all that good stuff. Today we're it's gonna be pretty funny. So we're going to our niece's first. Well, I guess it's her second technically, but her first real t-ball game. So this is gonna be pretty funny. Watch this today. We're ready to laugh. It's gonna be hilarious. It is Sunday at the time of this recording, just in case you didn't know. All right, I think that should be probably sufficient for us to be able to turn around, right? Yeah, see, this one's kind of floating in the air like that. I don't like that at all, actually. I think I'm going to have to fix that. I don't like that. I don't really mind it too much if they're sunk in the ground a little bit. That's you know, a little bit more reasonable. But when it's up in the air like that, I don't like that at all. That is way too far up in the air. So I'm gonna fix that too. So I know we're wasting money. I get that, but you know, it's fine. I'm about to remove all of them because it won't let me put the other one down without utilizing the free mode or whatever, right? So I need to reset this here. I'm just going to try to get it lined up here. Okay. Now if I remove this, like you guys have properly called out, I should get the full amount back. I do. So then I can try to smoothen out a little bit of the area here. Or soften, sorry. Is it still going to do what we're talking about? Yeah, probably, but if I smoothen the edges of it out a little bit, it won't look as bad, hopefully. All right, let's try that. Not normally something I do, is show you all of this work, but, you know, I felt like since today we didn't really have a whole lot else to do on this series, since we can't plant anything and we can't drill anything, and we can't harvest anything, why not, you know, do a little bit of this, right? I mean, obviously there's some fields we could potentially buy, we could mow, but other than that, we can't really do a whole lot, right? So, all right, so now that that's done, I am going to turn on the free mode to do the rest of these. Because the rest of these, I think this one was slightly in the air, but it wasn't terrible. So, and now that we kind of fixed the other one here, it shouldn't be as bad. It doesn't look like it's lined up to me. It's really hard to line these up with a controller. I'm going to be honest with you. It's very finicky. Okay, how is that? Yeah, that's a little bit better. This is still floating a little bit, but I think we can get away with that. That's not terrible, right? That is not terrible. So, yeah, we're good with that. We're good with that. So there we go. I'm going to do a little bit of smoothing here, a little bit more, or a little bit softening. I keep calling it smoothing. It's pretty much smoothing, but we're going to soften this up here a little bit more, just to make it a little bit better overall here. Okay. Good. So those are good. Now we got to get some water into those. Absolutely. But we also need to put some fertilizer down here on the rest of this grass, which this is about the amount of grass that I wanted to have. So we're pretty much right on target here, which is good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm glad that everyone seemed to like that as well, that area over there as well. I think it's a good spot for them. It's closer to our yard. It kind of extends our yard a little bit. Gives a little bit of a break of how we've been doing it, too. We've kind of just been going straight across. Breaks that up a little bit. Now, eventually, you know, as I said, I want to expand this field over there into this little grass section here behind our goats and next to the greenhouses. Eventually, that area over there might end up becoming an extension to the yard as well. I don't think I want to extend any further, you know, left and right with the yard. I think I just want to fill in the areas we already have. And you might be saying, well, why don't you just start doing that now? Well, you're right, we could, but I don't know. I think I want to hold off for now because we really don't need a whole lot extra land here for yard expansion. I don't think. The only thing really is if we start putting down these productions, which I talked about the pickle production, right? So that's when we have to kind of figure out what we're going to do with. I don't know where or what I'm going to do with that yet. I truly don't. That one's going to be a tough one, I think, to figure out. Because it is a big production. It's much bigger than I thought it was. So it used to be... And this, the only reason why I'm saying it used to be is because I had that installed for a while, planning to put it down at some point, whether it's in this series or another one. Dude, I was really interested in doing it. But the problem becomes... it is now much larger, I think, than it was in the past. I feel like it was. Maybe it wasn't, though. Maybe it wasn't. But it's definitely a different building. Let's put it that way. They're basically utilizing that sawmill building, that big sawmill building. Just a reversion of it is basically what they're doing now. So, yeah, I don't know. It's. We'll have to see, right? We'll have to see. So let's do a quick autosave here. So we spent a little extra money than we had to there, but I think it was worth it, right? Just making sure we had things set up properly. We're going to turn lettuce on, and no, we don't want that. We want distributing, and we're going to turn the lettuce on, and okay. And do the same thing here. Distributing on. Distributing on. Okay, perfect. All right, so we've got our 6 greenhouses. I'm hoping that is enough. When I say enough, I'm saying I'm hoping that, you know, these greenhouses are enough to produce enough for that pickle production. It might be even too much. And if it is too much, we can turn some of them onto selling, right? I want to kind of get all of them filled up, but what I'm going to do, I think, here first is just give enough for each one of them to get started. and then kind of go from there. Now, the problem, I think, at this point with this mini greenhouses is the water tank we have here is relatively small. It's relatively small, right? So, probably need to figure out if we can find a way to make an upgrade to this. I just don't think there's going to be a whole lot out there for us. But we'll look and see. As a matter of fact, we can go ahead and do that right now while we're waiting. I mean, I guess what we could go with is one of these TARDIS trailers. I mean, they look a little bit too new, but again, I'm getting kind of... I'm harping on stuff that probably doesn't really make that big of a difference, right? As long as it's relatively close. Now, other upgrades that I'd like to do today with the amount of money we have here. I found a better planter for us. So the planter we have now, probably nothing wrong with it. We've talked about that a number of times. But the one I did find, I knew for a fact that they have been making this planter for a long, long time. Now, is the one that I installed actually from that era? I don't know, but I do know that specific one has been made for over 60 years. So, it should, in theory, fit our you know, our theme here, that even if it is slightly too new, we can say it's a prototype, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to upgrade our planter to that. Well, I don't know if it's an upgrade, downgrade, whatever, anything. We're going to do that anyway. Let me show that to you really quick while we're in here, while we're waiting on that, because it does take a while to fill that thing up. Here we go, planters. Okay, so these are the ones we've been using, these Pintas, right? Ooh, maybe it didn't get installed properly. Okay, well, scratch that for a minute. I guess it didn't get installed properly. I have to install it again. It's not out there. Anyway, it's very similar to the one we have, but it does look a little bit older in the pictures, at least. So those are the main things I want to accomplish today. We got to figure out where we're going to put that pickle production, but those are the main things I want to do today. As far as... go to the right screen here. As far as different areas here, we can buy some more land here. Now, I think most of this land, as a matter of fact, I would say almost all of it, unless it's a spinach. Unless it's a spinach, it's all going to be grass. So we could buy another grass field. Really, if we do buy another grass field, we would mow it and then turn that into another crop field. We would not be utilizing that as grass. I don't think we're going to need any more grass than what we have over here on the right for our goats, right? We've got to mow this little section here too, by the way, but that can really wait to any point. We'll probably do it today, though. I don't see any reason not to do it today. All right, this should be the last fill up that we have to do here to get these going. So when that is done, we're going to see if we can figure out where we're going to put this pickle production at. I really don't know where to put it. So I'm going to have to figure that out, I guess. All right, so let's just leave that there for right now. So let's see here. What do we got to work with here? Let's look. So there's a chance, I guess, I could put it here, but it would, you know, do some crazy stuff here, and we said we wanted to kind of keep this as grass, so yeah, let's just keep this as grass. We won't do anything there. Maybe I could fit it in right here. I would have to remove the silage pole and obviously get rid of this tree and stuff, but maybe it could fit here. This would be, I think, okay spot for it. We can move the silage pole elsewhere. Shouldn't be a problem for us to do that. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go here. We're not going to put it down, but let's just kind of see how wide this actually spreads, right? Ooh. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work either. Maybe it would. Maybe it would. I mean, it's saying it's overlapping stuff, and that's because we have stuff there, but perhaps it would. I don't know. I feel like it's going to say that that is too close to the shed here. If I go this way, I think we're blocking ourselves from the yard over there, but I don't necessarily think that's wrong. I think it could work because You know, you would still have, which obviously there'd be some land manipulation that has to happen here because you can't see it, but there's a grate right there, right? So you could just drive over the grate over here on the right side. Same thing if I wanted to set it up this way, right? I could do that as well, which might be the smarter approach, is to do something like that. I don't hate that, but I think the problem with that then is, you know, these pieces of equipment we have in here are quite large, so they probably are going to run into part of this crop over here, which means we'd have to expand this yard area a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to keep playing with it, right? We'll have to keep playing with it and figure out what's the best course for us to take. Because I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. Let's go upgrade the water tank first, just so we can get this done a little bit faster. I might go with a bit of an unrealistic size for the water tank as well. Just to help us out a little bit, because we are going to be utilizing a lot more water than we had initially thought we were going to early on. So let's go do that first. All right, we're up here. Let's repaint this. We'll try to get as much money back out of this as we can. It's not worth a whole lot. I'm going to repair the tractor while we're up here, because why not? We've got some money, so let's go ahead and utilize that and make sure that the tractor stays in a good working order for us. Barrels, we're going to take this Lizard TARDIS one because I know I can upgrade the capacity here. Now, that is a little bit outrageous in my opinion. I mean, medium's even a little outrageous, but we're going to go with the medium one. I'm going to keep it the blue color because it's going to be used solely for water, so I kind of like matching the color for, you know, whatever it is we're putting in it. 11 grand wasn't too bad, right? We only had to, after we sold the other one, we only had to pay $9,000, a little less than that actually, but so it wasn't too bad, right? And just from a convenience sake standpoint, I think this is going to be very, very helpful for us, running around all those greenhouses and obviously to the goats too, right? So let's head back. Let's get those things filled up a little bit more, and then we'll put the Pickle production down. All right, we got that whole grass mowed up, and we're bringing the windrower up here to go ahead and sell it. You know, we kind of talked about the beginning on the episode, you know, what are we going to do if we end up doing a contract or anything like that, but we can buy that other one. If the contract comes up that we want to do for that, we can buy the other one, right? Similarly, if we upgrade or sell... Whoa, batteries finally went dead. I was hoping I was going to be able to get this comment made before the batteries went dead. Hold on. Luckily, I have a little bit of a battery charger right next to where I'm recording, so it doesn't take me too long to fix that. But anyway, if we get to a point where we upgrade the mower to something else and we need that windrower, then we know we have that option, right? So while we're here, let's just spray down the tractor. It's getting pretty dirty. $139,000 is what we have remaining here, gang. Now, I talked about Getting to the right tractor, Z. I talked about potentially, you know, buying that semi. I still kind of want to. And then we talked about the pickle production, right? Where are we going to put this pickle production? That's the biggest problem we're running into. We talked about it a little bit at length there right before that time lapse. I don't know that I love it over there where we were kind of looking at in the most recent extension to our yard. I don't know if I love that. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. We need to put it somewhere, and ideally we need to put it there today because we do have the lettuce already going here, right? And we want that to hopefully send to the pickle production. Hopefully it all works properly. I've had issues in the past where it didn't work, but hopefully it does. Now, we can sell the silage as well that we have in there. We have quite a lot of silage in there. And the other thing I was thinking about is if I get the semi, I'll be able to easily probably take all of that silage. We're not going to get rid of this because we just bought this in the last episode. We're not planning to get rid of it at all. But you know, it does give us that luxury of being able to carry more to the sell point. Obviously, the semi is not going to be the best thing to do when we're going around to all the different fields and stuff we have. But when we have to go to a farther sell point, that's going to make it a lot quicker for us, right? So, I don't know, gang. I really don't know. The other thing I guess we could potentially do, it would still mean getting rid of this, but even though we just put this down here, we could sell this one and move it over to here and then put our production like here on the edge over here. That's technically an option that might work. I don't know. It's still going to be kind of close there even, I think. I just don't really like this, and I don't like this either. Not that there's anything wrong with this, but I don't like having to drive around into the traffic. There's going to be some issues for sure. I mean, it's hard not to put it here, even though we just talked about how we don't want to put it here because we want to expand this field, right? But it's hard not to. But this is sinking in pretty badly too, though, if I'm honest with you. No matter what, this is going to be a lot of work to fix that too. Let me think about it. I'm actually going to think about it and go out to the main menu and try to install that planter that we talked about, right? Because I would like to buy that too. I just don't know if we're going to have enough money to do everything now that we're talking about. Because wherever we put down this pickle production, it's going to take some effort, right? Some money to make it look a little bit better. So let me think about it. Okay, long story short, I found what I thought was the planter. The way that it was reading in the menu when you installed it, it said planter. It's not a planter. It's just a seeder. So that's not going to work. So scratch that. We're going to have to stick with what we have as far as the planter goes for the time being. Unfortunately, that is just not going to work. But I have went ahead and placed down our pickle production. Now, it's not exactly perfect and not exactly where I really wanted it to be. But I'm relatively happy with it here. It's up against the back of this building anyway. We did have to remove one of the sheds we put down, but we're going to fix that. But nonetheless, it is here. I need to do a little bit of smoothing, but we didn't lose any of our crop over here, which was important to me. Even though it would have been a small amount, I still didn't want to lose any of it. I didn't want it to look odd. This was already this way, this severe slant off here from the road, so we might have a little bit of issues when it rains, maybe with some floods, but it's fine. It will make it work. We'll make it work. I'm also potentially considering moving this one as well. I'm not sure that will happen. The only thing I was thinking of potentially doing, but it would kind of pose an issue to this, was flipping these around, taking this shelter here and putting it up against the edge of the field. But I don't think that's really going to work the more I think about it because of this right here, right? Now, granted, we're not really... We're just going to be doing, you know, the distribution, right? So more than likely, we're not really going to need to get here, but for, you know, for the sake of, well, I guess, quite frankly, for the sake of keeping it realistic, we want to probably have that access to here. Anyway, so I need to do a little bit of smoothing here. Softening, soothing. I keep calling it smoothing, but you know what I mean. Probably going to be difficult for me to smooth out the edge here, but I'm going to do best I can here. Just going to try to smooth out this area as much as I can. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect. This area here, I'm not really going to be able to smooth that at all, unfortunately. But that's okay. It is what it is. It's a little bit better already. So I've got it on distributing. Now, what should happen, in theory, is when the next hour hits, the lettuce should distribute from our greenhouses over to this, if it's working as we hope. And then we'll turn that lettuce into pickled lettuce, which is going to produce us a lot more money. So we're happy about that, right? So there you go. So there's that. Now, to continue this progress here of what we're wanting to do, we need to get rid of these trees, whatever, twigs, whatever you want to call these. This, I have a feeling, is going to be a problem for us, this pole. But we'll find out, I guess. Let's get rid of these first off. I'm just going to go ahead and do this off camera. You've seen me do this plenty of times, and it's not the most exciting thing in the world, and it's not the best on camera either. So let me get rid of these, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I believe this is the final little twig here. I've just been kind of by hand walking these over here to our little sawmill. It's not really going to produce a whole lot, but we might as well make a little bit out of it, right? Might as well. 143 liters of wood. It's not really going to do much, but, you know, it does something. Now, I need to go get the swather again here, or whatever you want to call it, the mower. And I need to turn it on to the stump grinder option. I can't believe I've completely, I can't even believe that I completely forgot that this had a mowing swath option on it. I guess I knew it had the stump grinder and everything else on it, so I should have known better, but it just slipped my mind, I guess, more than anything. I'm just so used to the John Deere one from FS22, which I utilized heavily, that was just basically a batwing mower. That's all it was. It wasn't anything else. It didn't have all these other options that this one does. So mulcher, stump grinder, there we go. I think we got them all. I think. Possibly one more. Nope, that looks like that was gone too. So I think we got them all. I think we're good. I'm just going to back it all the way up here just in case to the pole here. All right, let's fold this thing back up and go put this away, and maybe we can hopefully put another shed there, and hopefully it's not too close to that silage pole. I think the more I've thought about the silage pole, as much as I'd like to move it, there's so much in there right now that it wouldn't really be worth moving, at least yet. Maybe potentially in the future here we can move it elsewhere, but I mean there's no reason, I don't think, to move it right now with so much in there, because we have straw in there too. Alright, that is that. I'm just going to park this here for right now. Let's just head on over here, and let's see what we can do. Actually, you know what? I'm going to have to move some of this stuff out of the way, too, I think. But that's okay. I've got the Ford over here. Oh, a couple people mentioned that they also have the same issue with those articulate tractors that I do. They're something, man. They're something to use, for sure. I like them a lot. I can't really use them very well. Perhaps when I, you know, hopefully when we get the basement done here, hopefully in the next year or so, and I have a bit of an actual game room, if you will, or at least an area to do videos instead of it just being in a, well, I'm going to say closet. It's not a closet. It's just a very, very small room. hopefully then maybe I can get a setup going properly. This isn't going to work, is it? Shit. Alright, never mind. Hopefully I can get a setup then where I can actually get a steering wheel and everything else. I would love to have that. I've talked about that in the past. Been saving up for it, but really there's no reason for me to get it right now in the instance that I'm in right now. There's just not really enough room in here for me to do that at current. So hopefully soon, though, we'll get to that point. And then maybe when I have a steering wheel, maybe the tickler tractors will be a little bit easier for me to manage. I don't know. Maybe not, though. I really don't know. We'll find out. Because that is something that will definitely be coming in the future for me, is a steering wheel setup. I'm very excited about that. Been trying to put small amounts of money away every paycheck, my real work paycheck, to try to get myself prepped to save it. But with all the other stuff that's been going on, I just haven't had a whole lot that I've been able to do as far as that goes. Bachelor parties happening and all these weddings and everything else that we've been having to go to. It's just... It's hard. It's hard to save money right now. Let's put it that way. Alright, let's see here. So, we'll go to sheds here. Let's see if we can put this down here again. This is the one we want. I was afraid it was going to say overlapping. But if I say... Will it be floating at all if I say free mode? I don't know. I feel like it's going to be floating a little bit the more that I look at this. Or maybe it'll just be sunk too much. Overlaps with another object. It's got to be this, right? Well, I mean, it's saying that no matter where I put this. So this isn't really going to work, is it? We did get rid of all the stumps, right? There's no more stumps in here, right? I'll tell you what we're going to do, just to be safe. And I'm sure this isn't going to matter. It's mattered in the past, certain circumstances, but I don't think this is going to make a difference. But we're going to paint, just in case for some reason maybe there's some grass, or it thinks there's grass there or something. Still don't think that's going to matter, but, you know. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay. Alright, so how are we going to do this then? So if we go this way, let's just think about this. If we go this way, and I put it like here, there's probably enough room, but then to try to back into that is going to be a problem. I mean, I guess I could go one here and then leave that one there as it is. I mean, I guess that's an option. I think it might have to do with a bit with the silage pole, too. I don't know what to do there, gang. I don't know what to do. How was that? Not great. Not great at all, actually. I really don't like that. Oof. Hopefully I can smooth that out. This is a completely different episode than you're used to. I know. I apologize, but... because we're not really doing a whole lot of farming at all. We did do some mowing, to be fair. We did do some mowing. But this is an important thing, right? This is an important step here, doing this. This is what we wanted to do. We got the pickle production down, which I'm happy about. 9 minutes from now, we'll be able to figure out if... That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Is it great? No, but it's a little bit better. I don't love that. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't love this. but it will work for the time being. We're going to make some modifications to this as we move along. So for now, we'll deal with it. That's fine. It is what it is. There's not really a whole lot we can do about it now, right? Yeah, that's not really. I don't love that. I don't love that at all. But we don't have a whole lot else we can do right now, so we're gonna deal with it. Oh well, I guess okay. All right, that little branch evidently is gonna just cause mayhem for me, and I'm gonna have to go all the way around. Okay, fine, whatever. Oh, Walter, don't start, Walter. Look at him trying to turn out in front of me. What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? All right, let's back this in here. Yeah, this isn't my favorite thing in the world. Let's just say it's a temporary change. Let's just say it's temporary, because the fact that I'm saying I don't like it tells you all you need to know, right? I'm not gonna be willing to deal with this for long. I truly won't. I won't deal with that for long. Okay, so that's all done. Production's down. I'm just going to leave that right there for temporarily. So, the other thing that we thought about doing here at the end, right, was buying this semi, right? If we're going to get the semi, we have to get a trailer too. I guess we don't have to buy the trailer right now, right? I guess we don't. But you'd probably want to. Now, the problem here, we'd probably have to go with this one, I think. I don't want to get hung up on stuff like I have in the past here, like some of the stuff being, you know, too new, too old, whatever. But any of these ones that we buy, no matter what, we don't have enough money for them right now. If we sell some of the wood beams that we have, and then maybe sell some of that silage, would we be able to get there? Yeah, probably. Probably. I think for the time being, let's just buy the truck, and then we'll figure out the trailer here later on, because we're not doing anything with it today anyway. The only thing we would do with it is the silage, like I talked about, right? So, also probably have an option with this, now that we have this, to, you know, get rid of our other flatbed trailer, right? And get another, you know, low loader flatbed trailer type of thing, right? We could get one of these too, which would help us as far as stacking pallets and things on it. We'd get a little bit more. We wouldn't have to make as many trips, right? Let's buy the semi, and then if we decide later on we don't want it, then we don't want it. Ooh, it's got an eagle on it even too, man. It's got Zorch's old original logo there on it. Well, let's go for it. Let's go for the eagle, man. I love a Mac. Old school Mac 2 are really cool, like this one. They're really cool. $52,814. That's $2,000 more to put the eagle on it. That's fine. Look at this thing, dude. This thing's a behemoth. It's a beast. 51 miles per hour. We are definitely going to be moving through the map a lot quicker with this thing. We'll see how it does with the skinny roads in here and stuff here. We'll see how it works. Let's go ahead and repair it. We don't really want to lose out on that. Alright, so we leave this with 27,000. So, let's check the inside out, man. This thing is cool. This thing is cool. I love that. Alright, quick autosave. I'm going to turn the menu off here. I don't need that on anymore. This thing is so fast, man. I'm about to get used to this. I'm so used to slow machines here so far on this series. This thing is... We're cruising, man. We are booking. We are going to just chew through whenever we have to go make a sell of this thing. It's going to be hard for me to get used to whenever we do have the trailer, like turning and stuff. I'm probably going to run into people because we're going so fast here. I'm not used to it. This thing is sweet, man. Look at that thing, dude. Alright, well, we're gonna a little bit of a different kind of an episode than you're normally used to, and maybe you liked it, maybe you didn't, who knows, but we made some good progress, man. We've got our greenhouse area put down, we've got a pickle production, a new semi. This is good, man. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would greatly appreciate it if you smashed that like and subscribe button for me. Both those things help me out an absolute ton. Thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, let me know down below. You know the drill. Thanks to my members. Cannot thank you guys enough. There's a link down below if you're interested in that. Also, there's a link for the Discord, which is completely free to join if you want to share your progress on any videos that you may be doing or keep up to date on anything that I'm sharing. It's always posted out there. Along with my second channel, I post both things out there on my Discord. And we've got a nice little discussion area there. So if you're interested in anything, make sure you check that link out down below. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for your continued support. We'll see you next time.